FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Britain started its, what I would call the modern welfare state, because it's had its up and down over the centuries, but the modern welfare state started in around 1911 when unemployment benefit was created, national unemployment benefit, and that was increased very dramatically in the late teens, 1920. That was much higher than it had been in 1911. And then again, after the Second World War, there was the government ruled by Attlee, and that formalized and extended many aspects of the welfare state. Of course, all these changes in the history books that are written in Britain are regarded as progress. There's no hint of any possible damage that they might have done. But I would suggest that the whole thing has gone extraordinarily badly. In 1950, that's after what in Britain is the famous Attlee government, when they created the welfare state, or as people imagine, although in fact what they did was extend it. At that time, the number of people who were on means-tested benefits was 3.4%. That was less than 1 in 30 of the population was on these benefits. Now, since 1950, the wealth of Britain, I know it hasn't increased as much as that in the States, but the wealth of Britain has increased very dramatically. It's gone up by 165%. You would think, logically, if you were told that, if you were Mr. Attlee back in 1950 and you were told that the wealth was going to increase that much, you think, oh my goodness, there's going to be hardly anybody on benefits. There's just going to be 1%. But of course, it won't surprise you that, in fact, the exact opposite has happened. As the country has become richer, absurdly, the number of people dependent on benefits has dramatically risen. I mean, even some years ago, 96% of young people had mobile phones or cell phones. This is not a poor country anymore. But the number of people who are now on means-tested benefits in the UK is 29%. It's almost a third of the people are getting some kind of handout. It is an extraordinary failure. Extraordinary perverse result of what was obviously intended as a great human benefit. Of course, this is familiar ground to you. I don't want to go on too long about it, but you always ask why did this happen? And I think it's a bit like a mouse passing. Why did people go onto these benefits? Why did that happen? I think it's a bit like a mouse coming across a piece of stale cheese in a trap. The cheese isn't very nice, doesn't look very good, but it's free and it's there, so he goes into the trap. He nibbles the cheese. Now, this is a very humane trap. He doesn't get a bit of wire coming down and killing him. He just can't get out. He's stuck in the trap. In the short term, it seems like a good idea getting that stale cheese. In the long term, it ruins his career, ruins his ambition, ruins his long-term outlook. Before 1920, when the benefits got high in Britain, there was no such thing as permanent mass unemployment. Since 1920, Britain has rarely been without it. So I think it's putting it very bluntly, you have the government coming in, offering very substantial benefits, often, I must say, politically motivated, not just with good intentions. Sometimes it's to get votes. Increased benefits, increased benefit dependency, and that's what's happened.